Billy D, really excited to have this conversation and to let people know about the Cal Gym experience. I just happened to get back from your place, your office, which is one of the most beautiful offices in chiropractic that I've ever seen. And we had band practice for Cal Gym, and I said, we should have a conversation about this. So, number one, great hanging out with you and the rest of the band. And I look at how hard you guys rehearse for this Cal Jam gig. It's pretty cool.
It's fun though. It's not like it's work, but it is work.
Yeah, and
learning the songs.
Say again.
Learning the songs and remembering all the songs is the work part. It's like you've got to put the time in. It's not like things just show up on your doorstep with you don't go from 0 to 1,000 without doing some work to get there. And that's where I really try to impress like the younger generation that there is you need to work a little bit. There's got to be some work ethic.
So this is going to be the 11th year of Cal Jam?
Yep.
So 11 years ago, or over 11 years ago, when you had this idea, you had called me and said, "Oh man, I signed on a dotted line." And as you said, you thought the rental of the place was what the expense was, but production's much more than the rental, as you now find out.
I learned that real fast.
So we want to fill this thing up, but you gave me a vision, and this is the whole point. You gave me a vision about something that you want to do in the profession that was absolutely unique, that would bring people together in a way that would stimulate progress and change. And it was, I think a lot of people when Cal Jam first came out, people were like, oh, okay, it sounds like a little bit of a wacky, weird idea. It might be a little bit of a novelty and kind of fun. But now it's grown into this premier event, 11 years later, that is, in my mind, spectacular. So number one, congratulations on the success of Cal Jam.
Thank you, bro. And you've been instrumental in helping with. You've been there every year. You've been support. You've been moral support, not only the physical support you being there. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, I got to tell you.
I called you up with shitting bricks, bro. I mean, I remember I'd signed on and it was like $100 grand. And back then, I mean, even $100 grand now is not something you don't want to just throw away. And I wasn't even sure if anybody was going to show up the first year. And first year we did really well, which was, and it's grown ever since then. So I'm really stoked about the direction things are. And we're way ahead of last year, and last year was rocking. So we're looking forward to hopefully I would love to sell the place out one of these years, which was, it'll happen eventually. It's more people need to get on board.
You're knocking right on the door. You're definitely getting close. I think capacity is what, 3,000 in that place?
Yeah.
And then here's something that, for people who've been to Cal Gym, you'll know what I'm talking about. But what Billy did here, and pay attention, because it has a complete applicability to your practice. You have to think in these terms. But he married a couple of passions: his passion for music, rock and roll, his passion for chiropractic and natural health and a healthier planet in the future, and put these things together, took a leap of faith, and did something different. And the Cal Jam experience is absolutely a unique experience. And I want to walk you into it for a second to understand why, because people, when they walk into your practice, also need to feel like it's a unique experience. As you know, I speak all over the world. I speak on all the biggest platforms, and there's a model that's followed. The model is you rent out ballrooms and hotels. Typically, they're very nice hotels. It's a nice, upscale experience. Sometimes they'll go to convention centers attached to hotels if it's a big enough event. But you went out of the box, Billy, because you rented the Segerstrom Center for the Performing Arts, where they do operas and concerts, and it's a theater, it's an arena. It's not a hotel ballroom. What made you think to do that?
Like you said, I wanted to bring something different. I mean, I've been going to seminars, but I think a big influence for me was that I went to DE and I was really. I just couldn't believe the passion, the energy I got from going there. And then I said, the only thing that would take this to the next level was bringing music into it. So I figured music, chiropractic, let's turn this into an event where we're not doing it in just a hotel. We want to do it in a music hall or opera house where people have reserved seats. And I wanted to uplift chiropractors. And so it's like, you go to some of these seminars are at a Motel 6 or a Holiday Inn, and I'm not saying anything negative about people. I'm just saying I wanted to bring people to an event where you could walk away with a little extra swagger, or like you're proud to be a friggin' chiropractor, and I'm sick of riding in the back of the bus. We should be driving the Learjet of healthcare. And when you come to Cal Jam, it's not only camaraderie and the love, but it's also we're doing it in an opulent environment where, we have dinner at a 5-star center club, which is, again, everything that we do is to uplift chiropractic, but also have fun and do it in a way with class and do it in a way where people can feel a certain degree, maybe a little bit better about themselves. I know I don't have those issues personally, but again, I just wanted to do it top shelf. Everything we do is top shelf. I don't do shit half-assed.
And it shows. And I think you said just in the production for this year, you just had a meeting. You're spending like $500,000 just on production, stage production, everything else.
Well, $500,000 on everything. So, but the production's like a couple $100,000. So
yeah. So it's a big investment. So you're investing into the experience for people. But here's what I noticed: the very first time I walked in, I'll never forget this because it made an impact on me. It made an impression on me. I show up, and I'd never been to the Orange County Center for Performing Arts, and all of a sudden I'm walking into this really elegant, beautiful arena, and I got tickets like I'm going to a show.
Right.
And then I walk in and I see this beautiful, the seats are all red velvet, this stage that's in front of you, and the tiering of it and the way it goes up. And the first thing you're thinking to yourself, wow, this is different. I'm in for a different kind of experience just because that's been created. And then the seats start filling up. And as people are there and the seats fill up, there's this, coming together of people from all over the world who bond over common values. And then there is a live band on stage. So it's, the music is pumping out, speakers come up, there's a surge of energy with the speaker, they come off, applause, and another, then more songs, more music, more live experience. And this goes on, for the whole event. And it can't help but make you feel like you're in a community, that you're part of something that's worldwide, that's powerful, that's transformational, that's inspired. And therefore you bring that inspiration home, and now you have a different practice. And one of the things I could tell you that I've gotten in feedback for people who bring their staff there, their staff comes back different. They feel like they belong to something. They see a bigger vision.
Right.
And that's what drives things. So
chiropractic school, which I don't know if that's kidding.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, that's one of the big goals with what we're doing too. And that's why I've teamed up with Life University this year. They're going to be a sponsor for the gala. My objective is to not only bring people into chiropractic, but eventually I would like to see a chiropractic school here in Southern California, rather than having everybody go to a school that I went to, which I don't feel is really, really professional. In fact, that is one of the big issues with haters. We've got all these colleges now that are turning out students that really have no chiropractic flavor to them at all. It's all basic metapractic, evidence-based. And I don't have any problems with evidence, but the evidence you're providing me is not evidence that really supports chiropractic. It provides a back pain model, which to me is not what chiropractic is about. I've been in practice 33 years, bro. I know you just got out of school and you're green behind the ears and you think you know everything. But let me say, I've seen miracles in my practice, which I can't explain with science. And if you don't want to believe in those miracles, that's okay. I'm going to take care of everybody else, and you can take care of all the back pain people. So I had to get that off my chest because I've had a little bit of issues with haters lately.
Well,
but it's okay.
Yeah, I know the issues with the haters. You and I have had our share this year, especially when you start talking about vaccines and GMOs. There's a lot of haters out there. But I'll tell you, I was just in Rome at a conference on this very issue, and basically, it was it wasn't like a formal debate, but it was counterpoint on the issue of evidence-based. And what I said is, because people are, all the allopathic-oriented chiropractors are saying, we got to be evidence-based. I said, does anybody think that anyone gets up, and any chiropractor anywhere in the world gets up in the morning, shows up at their office and says, I think I'm going to do something today to my patients I think there's no evidence for? Of course everybody practices evidence-based care. The question isn't, should we practice evidence-based care? The question is, what will you accept as evidence?
Right.
And depending on what your views are, and incidentally, that's a philosophical question. It comes from the second branch of philosophy, epistemology, the theory of knowledge. What will you accept as evidence? Where do you think knowledge comes from? And if you think it only comes from randomized controlled clinical trials, I will eat your lunch in a debate. You are so wrong there. So the bottom line is, what is appropriate evidence for a vitalistic practitioner to utilize as they are applying services to an individual? And it's a very rational approach to care. So suffice to say that what you're doing is not unscientific. What subluxation-based chiropractors are doing is not unscientific. As a matter of fact, I'll stand our science up against any of that other horse shit that they.
I would too.
Yeah. Yep. But now, what's the excitement of the CalGM stage? I mean, you've got serious scholars coming up there. You had Suzanne Humphreys was there last year. I remember you had
back again this year. I love her.
Back again this year. You've got PhDs and research scientists, as well as practitioners, and people know about practice development, as well as people like me coming to talk about the philosophy and putting.
We got Chestnut. We've got, I mean, I'm really stoked with the lineup. We've got Dean Harrison speaking this year. I mean, there's nobody that's probably put out more research than that dude. I mean, in my opinion,
he's the most published chiropractor in the profession.
Right. Yeah.
So this isn't about checking out and not looking at science and not looking at data. This is about a 360-degree experience that says that, yes, we can talk about science and research and support. We can talk about the general abstract understandings philosophically of vitalism and chiropractic and subluxation. We could also talk about the world and the challenges of the world and what we need to do to transcend those challenges and how we can be a force of good for that. But what I'm just encouraging all of you, if you've been to CalGym, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't been to CalGym, this should be your year to go. It is an unparalleled experience. And there's other experiences out there. I'm not saying that you can't go to other places and have a good experience in a chiropractic event. But this is a unique experience that stands alone and has a unique flavor to it. And I believe leaves an impression. I know people have been to CalGym 10 years ago and they still talk about that event 10 years ago and the impact it had on them. It has an impact on me every year I go. It will have an impact on you too. So I just want to acknowledge Billy DeMoss. He's influencing the profession in a very, very expanded and powerful way. And I just wanted to say, keep up this great work that you're doing.
Thanks, brother.
And I think in the email that you got for this video, I think there's probably a promo code. Are you still offering promo codes for people to get tickets at this point?
So your promo code, I don't know if there's going to be. This is outside my scope right now, but I just know that they get $50 off a DC ticket and $30 off a CA ticket. Which I think the prices we charge for CalGym are, in my opinion, dirt cheap for what you're getting and for the environment and everything we provide. It's like you said, it's unparalleled. And again, I just encourage people to sign up just to support not only the mission, but I mean, what you didn't touch on too is a lot of the stuff that I bring too also helps people with their own health. And it means that we talk about fluoridation. This year we're talking about nootropics for brain. We obviously the vaccine issue, we want people not to vaccinate their kids and their family. So everything's and GMO, and I mean all the things that people, because I'm trying to create an army, and the army has to be at its game. It has to be at a higher level of vibration, and everything that I can do to improve just the homeostasis in the individual that happens to attend the environment is going to push this thing even further and spread the word even more.
It's awesome. Well, I'll tell you that, I appreciate the work you're doing. I'm also very honored to participate and to be there and to speak. And I also enjoy the privilege of being able to play a song with the band. So thank you for fulfill my rock and roll fantasy. So if you guys want to come see me play a song and sing on stage, you got to get out there to watch it. It's the only place it happens. So I look forward to that every year. And, I really hope that you'll show up at CalGym this year. It will make a big difference in your 2018. One of your objectives for 2018 should be my best year ever. If you don't have that for an objective, you're kind of sucking. You really have to have an aspiration, right? So, and I am absolutely confident with 11 years or going into 11 years of experience now at CalGym, I'm absolutely confident that this is one of the things that can help make 2018 your best year ever. So Billy, thanks. Look forward to seeing you next month out at CalGym.
Yeah, it's coming up.
And for all you
January
who are watching, thanks so much for watching this. And look forward to our paths crossing. And if you see me at Cal Jam, come say hello. I'd be happy to shake your hand and say hello. All right, guys, take care. Billy, thanks a lot. Say again. Oh, the gala?
They can see you at the gala if they want to.
That's right. That's Friday night, right? I got to tell you, I love that event, man. It's a dress-up, high-end gala that makes me feel like I'm pimping. It's good.
You are pimping.
All right, brother. Take care, everybody. Billy, have a great one. We'll talk soon.